YouTube, what's going on? Echo here. Today I'm doing a review on internals, or a basic overview of them. As you saw already in the intro, I'm doing it on pistons today. And what I got in the mail is a Bravo piston. Now for those you noobs out there who don't know what a piston is, this is what creates your air compression, if you will. Okay. Now this I'm going to be installing in my AGM M4 in the near future. But since I don't want to break open that gearbox, I already have a KWA piston that I've shredded. Now I'm going to go over the durability, practicality, and functions of the piston and piston head as well. Now here's the piston, and as you can see, the teeth, there you go, the teeth are completely shredded, like they're gone. The reason for that is this is a polycarb piston. It's made by KWA, it's a stock piston, and there's not many, there's not much reinforcement with this compared to this new piston that I'm going to be installing in my other gun. As you can see, this has more metal teeth, where this one only has one. And there's a lot less teeth, and the second tooth is removed on this one, whereas this one does not have the second tooth removed. The only reason why it's gone is because I shredded it. You can see that big hole in there. Now the way pistons work is you have your 3 gears. You have your bevel gear. This is what it looks like. And this usually sits like this in the gearbox. You have your spur gear. It's the big gear. And then you have your sector gear. This gear is the one that mainly controls your piston. Now it sits in the gearbox like this. As you can see, there's 2 sets of teeth. This main upper part of the teeth, this controls the piston. And this lower part is actuated by the spur gear. So as the spur gear turns this in the gearbox, it's going to be turning in this direction. You're going to be looking at it from this side because it's going to be sitting in the gearbox. It's going to turn and hit that piston, and then once it hits the piston, it's going to pull it back. It's going to move along the spur gear, and once it gets to here, it's going to shoot back from the spring. Then it's going to turn again, follow that same motion over and over. So that's how your piston's controlled. Now the reason I'm doing this review is because a lot of pistons that come in guns look just like this, and they are not as durable as you may think. Now I use light poly batteries, so obviously you have to upgrade the piston or else this will happen. So that is why I've gotten a Bravo piston, because they're a very strong polycarbonate, and they usually always have a lot of metal teeth. Now you don't want full metal teeth, because once the spur gear hits that first tooth from all that power, it could damage the spur gear. So you do want some polycarbonate teeth in the front, and then the rest are reinforced metal teeth to help the durability with both the gearbox and the piston. As for piston heads, this is a solid KWA piston head. The KWA piston heads are very good. They are not ported, which is not that bad at all actually, because they're perfectly engineered to deal with perfect air seal every time, depending on whatever weather it is. It is not a ball bearing, it's solid, so it's a really solid setup. Now these grooves on the sides of the pistons, as you can see, this one's kind of cut out, this one isn't, it's complete one rail. This one rail is not as light or as mobile as this one. The reason they cut these little sections out is, one, for grease, and they've also included, if you kind of look on the rail, and now it's very hard for y'all to see, there's a little groove on these little tracks, and grease also can get caught in there, and it's supposed to happen. That's supposed to be good. It also cuts down on weight while still lubricating the piston so it doesn't get caught up or jammed on anything. Now this Bravo piston, I've heard a lot of great reviews on it. I have not tested it yet, I'm looking forward to installing it and trying it out. And I'll definitely give you guys an updated video on this. But I would highly suggest, if you're going to use a light poly battery or any battery of any sort that is kind of high powered, to upgrade your piston as well as your gears. The piston is the main thing though that controls all the air compression behind that BV, as well as the O-ring. So generally every time you want to open up your gearbox and inspect all of your internals, especially the piston. If you have any other questions or concerns, leave comments down below and I'll try and give you a question and answer video. But other than that, this is Echo signing off.